Hello, sports movie fans, and welcome to Locker Room Flicks Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Sullivan, and with me is my co-host and uncle, Frank Darlin. Frank, what's up?
Doing good. Yeah, doing good.
Doing
Another
good.
nice day.
Another day.
Yeah, nice day today. A little cloudy, but in the 70s. We had a good time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're rolling into our this will be our third holiday episode now. We watched Love Actually. I guess we can. I don't know if we want to roll right into it, but there's one actually quick thing I wanted to say about on the last episode I talked about how we watched Home Alone.
Yes.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention our good friend Macaulay Culkin, because we know he's listening.
He's listening.
Because we all know we got to congratulate him on his star on the Walk of
Yes,
Walk
that
of
was
Fame.
awesome. I saw that. Yeah.
So congratulations to Macaulay Culkin
With his actress mother there.
with his actress mother.
Yes,
Yeah,
I was with him. Yeah.
It's funny because we were looking up his IMDb while we were watching the movie, and it's crazy to hear about the movies he did in such a short span. So he did Uncle Buck in '89.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Home Alone in '90.
Yep.
I think he did another movie. He did My Girl the same.
Excellent movie.
In a span of 3 years, he did ultimately his best movies.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And it's just crazy to see what he did as a kid, and then even too, I was like, you don't realize too in Home Alone, we watch it every year. A lot of those scenes, he's by himself.
He is. I know. I agree with you.
When you think of it, because he's home alone, he's by himself, so he's got to carry the movie.
Yeah, he's the show, no doubt about it.
Yeah,
he's the show. Yeah, he was just on Celebrity Jeopardy. He did really well.
Was he?
Smart kid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a smart kid. He's all he's all grown up now, but I mean, he's a smart kid though.
Oh, now, yeah,
definitely.
So we had to give you Macaulay a little shout out to him.
That was good.
And
yeah, definitely.
It's good to hear. Good to see.
Yeah.
Let's go right into the movie then.
Yes. This is Love Actually. Released in 2003. I'm going to give you a little bit different here. It's released in November 14th in the U.S. And then remember, there's a lot of English people in this from the U.K.
I think the majority of the cast are English, besides Laura
Right.
Linney.
And November 21st in the U.K. The opening week. Let's see. No, it doesn't have an opening week. It does not. It has a budget of $40 million. Box office was $248 million throughout the U.S., Canada, United Kingdom, and other countries. So that's pretty good. That's almost $250 million back in 2003.
I was just gonna say I think they released this movie in some theaters because it just hit a 20th anniversary.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This was directed by Richard Curtis.
Yep.
Starring Hugh Grant as the Prime Minister, Emma Thompson as Karen, Colin Firth as Jamie Bennett, Liam Neeson as Daniel, Bill Nighy as Billy Mack, Martine McCutcheon as Natalie, Keira Knightley as Juliet, Thomas Brody as Sangster, Alan Rickman, God rest his soul, he passed away, as Harry, Laura Linney as Sarah, Andrew Lincoln as Mark, and Chiwetel Ejiofor as Peter. The simple synopsis follows the lives of 8 very different couples in dealing with their love lives in variously loosely interrelated tales, all set during a frantic month before Christmas in London, England. This was nominated for 18 awards with 9 wins. Bill Nighy and Emma Thompson won the most of those awards. The runtime was 136 minutes. I watched it on Netflix, and I think you did too.
I believe that's when I watched it too. Yep.
And
the movie was a little bit longer. That's for
what's
sure.
that?
I said the movie was a little longer.
It was, but they had to.
It was good.
You could have went 3. You could have went 3 hours, and it would have been good. I think, honestly.
I agree. It could have been.
Okay, let's see what you got. There's a lot here, so we're gonna go to Frank's 5 fun facts. Take it away, Frank.
I got a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, I guess the airport greeting footage at the beginning and the end of this movie is real. Writer and director Richard Curtis had a team of cameramen film at Heathrow Airport for a week, and whenever they saw something that they would fit in, they would just ask permission for the people involved, and so they could use the footage.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
So all that footage, was real.
Oh wow,
at the beginning.
that's cool. That's cool. I enjoyed
that. Fact number 2: the idea for Mark, who is Andrew Lincoln, which is the what I'm talking about. Surprised the band singing "All You Need Is Love" at the wedding came from Jim Henson's funeral, where writer and director Richard Curtis attended, where all the puppeteers brought their Muppets and they sang a song.
That's cool.
I guess for him.
That's nice. That's real nice.
Even though it's a funeral, but it's a little.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where you got the inspiration for that. Fact number 3: in the lake in which Lucia Montez,
Maniz,
okay,
M-O-N-I-Z.
And Colin Firth are swimming in was actually only 18 inches deep, and they had to kneel down to pretend that the water was deeper.
They had me fooled.
Me too. I've seen this IMDb like multiple times, probably in the past. I don't even think I've even paid attention to this thing.
That's pretty good.
I guess it was also overrun by mosquitoes, and I guess Colin was bitten so badly, and his elbow swelled up as the size of an avocado, and he had to get medical attention.
That's crazy.
So, probably got West Nile.
West Nile.
Let me see here. So fact number 4: Thomas Brody Sangster.
Sangster. Yeah.
Sangster. Who was 13-year-old when he played Sam in this movie, was also cast as a 13-year-old 8 years later when he was cast as young Jojen Reed in Game of Thrones.
Yes, that was cool.
Where he was actually 23 at the time.
Right.
Despite their differences, I guess as a little note, Keira Knightley was 5 years older than Sam.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
So when you think he's got such a baby face,
I know. Yeah,
and women can pull off that older.
They can. They really can.
A little bit
of makeup here and there. And
yeah,
you're right about that.
Yeah. And I guess my last fact here is when deciding to cast the part of the Prime Minister, Sir Anthony Hopkins, Michael Gambon, and also Michael Crawford were possible candidates.
Oh, really?
But all of them at the time were unavailable because they were working on other projects.
Oh, wow!
So, yeah,
interesting.
Just as interesting. Yeah, a lot of. I know that's the end of my 5 fun facts, but a lot of these characters were in Harry Potter. Huh?
Yes, they were. Well, you got to remember too. This guy Richard Curtis, he did 4 Weddings and a Funeral, About Time, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, War Horse, which is an excellent movie. He's done some good. He's a really good director. Some of these people, man, do a lot of stuff you don't even realize it. You know.
Oh,
and this
I know.
cast is, again, star-studded. I could go here all day with these people. I mean,
Yeah.
Real quick though, before we get to them, I wanted to shout out to these actors also in the movie because I can't get them all, unfortunately. Billy Bob Thornton, Heike McCash, Chris Marshall, Martin Freeman, Rowan Atkinson, Claudia Schiffer, and Lucia Moniz. They had parts in the movies, but they weren't super big parts. So, but but like I said, it's impossible. There's just too many going on here. So what do you got? You want to go by? So
let's go by each storyline, and we can start out by what was your, because this was the first time you've seen this movie for the most part.
For the most part,
you've seen bits and part of it.
Yes, right.
And I've seen this before. Like I said, this is one of my favorites. It's a very underrated movie. as far as I know, it's like it's got the Christmas theme. But what was your favorite storyline?
Well, I shouldn't say my favorite.
There's a
My
lot
saddest.
of one
saddest.
Because there's gonna be a few different. What was your
my saddest one was Alan Rickman playing. I'm sorry, Alan Rickman playing Harry, and he's married to Emma Thompson.
And Emma Thompson.
Yeah, that was a lot in there. That was a lot of scenes in that, and that was it was sad to see. You know, he was with the girl there, which I mentioned before. Her name was Heike Makash. That's her real name. I forgot what her name was in the show, but she, him and
she throws herself at him, which is
she would have killed me. She threw her.
I mean,
I know.
Made it obvious. Try to be a little fucking discreet. I mean, first of all, he's wild for even dancing with her at the company holiday party.
I felt so bad for the wife in that. And that's why I kept more on that. Watching that, there was a lot of that in there.
That scene is one of the best in the movie because I mean, when she finds out, she ends up for those who I don't know. Hopefully, people watch this. He buys a gold necklace and for his I don't know what you want to call it, his fling, and Emma Thompson finds out that he bought it, but he didn't give it to her.
He gave her a CD instead.
So he hands her a CD, which I was a thoughtful gift, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I thought he might have switched it,
and she just
I was hoping, but he didn't.
I know, and that scene is so great because for her to just turn it on and off.
Right.
She starts bawling her eyes out and crying, and she's just got to. All right, well,
I know.
Let me get my composure and put on a brave face for the kids, and
exactly.
And it's happened.
Oh,
I mean, more than anything. I don't say not to say you've had an affair like that, but
it happens.
You've had moments.
Yeah, it happens all the time, and it's a tough one. And the other one would be Colin Firth. As Jamie Bennett with the young girl there, Lucia Moniz. I thought that was.
Yep.
I thought that was really nice. I just thought it was
sweet.
Yeah, it was real sweet. I thought it was. I just thought it was. I liked that part. I thought it was good. She's very innocent, and.
Yes, very, very, very innocent. Very girl, and it's funny too because they can't really communicate with each other.
And then he goes to school to learn how to speak to her. I thought that was nice. It really was.
And she learned English.
Yeah. She learned English in the end.
That's that funny at the end.
I know.
Where they're making the jokes about how they want to sell her away or something like that.
But the daughter comes to the door. Her? No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, not her. Of course not.
But I like those. I mean, I like them all, but those are two that I really enjoy. I thought they stayed on those a little bit more than the other ones, especially Alan Rickman. That was like every other scene, so...
yeah, absolutely. No, I agree.
And, like I told you, he passed away. He was not too long ago. He died. Yeah, he's a good actor. I like him. He's a Die Hard boy.
Yeah, Die Hard. Yep.
Hans Gruber. For all you Die Hard fans.
Yes, I'm sure we'll be watching that soon.
What about you now? What
I guess think? I like. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I do like Alan Rickman. I like that storyline. It's unfortunately what it is. I mean, Liam Neeson and the son. I
know.
It's another sad thing because, again, he takes over his, which that's not his real son.
I know that. I know. I figured that. Well, my wife figured it out. I didn't, but she did. Yeah.
So, and then his real mother dies.
Yeah.
And so he's all he's got. So,
I know.
And it's just, it sucks. Like I said, the mother dies, and then it's just so cute and kind of innocent with the kid. He's in love, and he learns how to play the drums. He plays them night and day, and he learns enough to play in the thing and try to impress her. And he chases her down at the airport, which is wild for them to go from playing at a concert at a school to going on an airplane on Christmas Eve.
It's a nice young story in the show. You know, I mean, it shows you that.
Yeah, very innocent.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. That was a nice twist to the story, having a young kid in it. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm in love with the girl. What? And that was good. That was cool. I enjoyed that. That was nice. He's a good actor, good little actor. He's a good big actor. Remember, he was in the Maze Runner trilogy too. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, Maze Runner.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah.
I think that's definitely one of my favorite storylines. I definitely do. I'm trying to look.
Well, you got Hugh Grant with the
Hugh Grant, the Prime Minister.
But that was limited, though.
Natalie.
Yeah, that was limited. They did that in the beginning, and they didn't see it the rest of the movie till the end. So.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It kind of was.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't touch up on it too much.
They didn't.
I was reading up a little bit
they did. Yeah.
about some of the similarities, like I guess with the whole thing with Billy Bob Thornton being in there was I guess a play on when Bush I guess went to Tony Blair. Or whatever.
Exactly. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
And here's the other thing too is, and I guess this came out in 2003. You're talking about fat shaming. A lot of jokes about Natalie having tree trunks of thighs. I'm like, she's not even fat. Like I don't understand what the problem is here.
She's knocking at my door. She's coming in. I don't understand that, man. I know that was horrible. Yeah. What are you talking about? She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe that was the time.
These people are whatever.
Yeah. Can you? He's the Prime Minister. Can you explain what's the difference between the Prime Minister and the Queen?
The Prime Minister handles everything. The Prime Minister he handles all the garbage, and then he'll go to the Queen, and the Queen will make a decision on it, and he'll advise the Queen. A lot of times the Queen just goes with him. If the Queen don't want to do it, then he's got to make a different decision. But he's almost like the president of the UK.
So he's like the president, and the Queen's just
yes.
Or he's more like the vice president, and the Queen.
Exactly. He just said, he takes all the garbage and he gives it to her, and she says, "Oh, okay, shall we do this?" And that's it. They go from there. So it's.
I just didn't know.
Prime Minister has a lot of power in the UK. They do. They really do. But it's a tough job though, because if they don't, you're not doing your job right, they just get rid of you. So it's a tough job, man. It's not easy.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was the Tony Blair era there too. Now you got Keira Knightley as Juliet. We know she's from Pride and Prejudice and Pirates of the Caribbean. I love her. She's a good actress. Now she was with that's the one where she marries the black man, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
I can't even say.
I know. Yeah, Chiwetel Ejiofor as Peter, and
he was in 12 Years as a Slave.
Yes, he was. Yes, and Doctor Strange. He was in a couple of those too.
Yep.
And Andrew Lincoln is in love with her.
And our boy
from Walking Dead.
He's in love with her.
He's in love with her.
Yeah. That's such a that whole sticky situation because it's clearly his best friend's wife now.
Yeah.
And it's such a sticky situation where it's a little messed up on his part because he's ultimately, I don't know, like he's almost kind of making a move on her, but he's kind of not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like because I that scene where he's doing the note cards is very iconic.
It is. That was cool.
They've done a lot of spoofs on it in other movies.
I know,
and stuff.
That's cool though.
And
I like that.
It is very cool, yeah. And it's one of those things where like again, is it a little messed up or is it not? Because he's ultimately going there,
I know,
telling her how he feels secretively.
Yeah. When I first watched it with him and Peter, I thought, sorry, the ways the world is today. I thought maybe they liked each other, so I didn't know. I didn't know where we were going, and then I see him going down the aisle. So that still doesn't stop anything. But even my wife said, he says, "Yeah, that's what I thought." And that's why she says, "Do you love him?" And I'm saying, "No," because she asked him, "Do you love him?" I said,
yeah.
I really don't think he ever answered.
No, what are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I know. So I was a little confused there, but then it got straightened out, I guess. But it was so confusing that way. You really had to dig into stuff to see. And then you see how everybody was connected. Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Pete, the Prime Minister was her brother, right? Is that what it was? Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got that right. Okay.
And that's a good scene too. It's kind of little but subtle because I think she's like, I'm so happy to see you because she just found out what's his face cheated on her. So I think as a comfort for her, it's like
exactly. You're right. You're right. Hey, but guess who had the best scene in the movie? Chris Marshall, the big tall kid, the blonde, the redhead kid from England. Those three girls. Now, did you read about that in there? He didn't.
What the facts?
He didn't take a paycheck. Did you hear that?
I think I did see that fact. There was a lot on this movie.
I guess the scene they do, I don't know if we can't see it, but where they take their clothes off, he says they had to do it like 6 times. He says, you didn't have to pay me a dime. Well, I got to see the whole thing. I'm happy.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, and some of those actresses, I mean, I know I've seen them all in other things.
Yeah, they're you know who they are. If remember, they're a little younger.
Yeah, the one blonde was in The Girl Next Door.
Yeah, she was. I didn't write their names down, but there's other. Yeah, you'd know them if you looked at them. Most of them, a couple of them were models and stuff, and they were hot as can be. The Russian one looked like what's her name? One from I can't think of it now. The Russian girl that plays in all the shoot 'em up at Resident Evils. Yeah, she looks like just like her, and she is. Yeah. I think she is from Russia or something. But she was in it. She was hot too in there. I thought it was her for a minute, but yeah, they were all. That was a cool scene though. See, I thought they were going to take it for all his money because I've seen ones like that where they take you for all your money.
Yeah, I know.
They rob you blind.
That whole storyline was kind of like it was kind of stupid, but at the same time, it was again us as guys were like, I hope he gets laid.
I know.
And it's funny because like he's like women they love an accent, and that goes for women and men.
I agree totally with you.
Us. Accents.
I know.
Accents do it.
It does.
You know, and it didn't matter. And I think that was the whole funny thing is that they just played right into it, and it was like over the top, but funny.
Yeah, I agree totally with you. Definitely, no doubt about it. Let's see, Laura Linney. That was a sad story. That was her brother. Yeah. She gives up Carl. Was that his name, Carl? Yeah, it was Carl.
Yes.
For her brother in the end, where she's hugging him at Christmas time. I thought that was a really nice scene. She put everything aside. She finally did in the end and took care of her brother.
You're right.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's sad because it's like again you wanna be there for him, but she's also got to have a life. For herself
I
too.
agree.
I mean, I know she was living in a home.
I agree.
I don't know. The whole scene where she finally gets what's his face, Rodrigo, whatever the hell his name is, in bed. Personally, if that's me, I'm answering I'm answering once to see who it is, and then I'm hanging up.
Yeah,
that's what we have staff there to use for.
Staff. And
he's in good hands over at the home. I'm sure he'll be okay.
He'll be fine. And
well, it's not like he was like. It's not like he was ill or did anything bad. He just I don't know he's just mentally
something wrong. Yeah, and I didn't think I never thought I'd see Laura Linney.
Oh, I know.
See that? Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
there's quite a lot of nudity.
That was
in this movie.
That was definitely her. Oh, we're forgetting the biggest thing in the movie, but I forgot who their names are.
With the nudity,
that was wild. So that's how they must make a lot of those scenes. Were they supposed to be doubles? Is that what they were supposed to do?
I think there's stand-ins.
Okay.
So I know a lot of times for lighting,
right?
And they'll have them kind of like I guess because a lot of times sometimes you think like oh they're doing a porno or whatever.
Right.
They're just really just stand-ins. And they kind of just stand there and I guess they check like lighting.
Oh, that's what he was doing with that thing, little thing he had in his hand.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And they just they see it on film and they see how it looks.
Right. And then the real people.
And that's why they're acting all this. and then the real people
Oh,
do it.
that's
Yeah,
crazy! Wow.
that's again, I don't know how. I don't know if they're necessarily. I don't know that they may be naked. I guess I don't see why not.
No, remember
Because
it's a job.
they might be naked and it's a job.
It's a job.
And
I know.
And the actual dude. Let's say it was Brad Pitt and whoever.
Right.
They actually might be wearing. Let's say Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. They're probably wearing stuff like stuff to cover themselves up. Because I know a lot of them do body doubles.
I know. Yeah. Well, like Laura Linney, that was Laura Linney, no doubt about it.
That was
really looking real close.
Do you know the scene? The only thing that can come to mind, I know it happens in a lot of movies, but Game of Thrones,
right, a lot of nudity.
Cersei but the scene where Cersei's doing the walk of shame, that was a body double because I guess she was pregnant, which is wild to think of because.
Oh, okay. I know it was is that why she was a body double because she was pregnant, right?
She was pregnant.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Which is to say, I guess when you get to that point, in your career, you're like, yeah, I'm not doing that nude scene.
Right, exactly. Right. I understand. Yeah.
But on the same time, you have in that same thing with Game of Thrones, the girl who played Daenerys.
Right, did the same thing.
What's her name?
She did in the beginning.
She did in the beginning, but she also there was a scene at the end where she traps all those guys in there and burns the hut down, and she comes out naked. She purposely again, and this was like the 5th or 6th season after all of Fame, and she said that she wanted to do that scene naked because it was such a powerful scene that was really her. She comes out naked because it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
It's just interesting.
Yeah, you know what I say to Linda, you see all these love scenes in these movies, and you wonder, it's so weird to me because how do you do all that stuff and then you go back home to your wife and the kids. I know, but Linda always says it's a job.
It's awkward.
It's awkward, but it's
a job.
It's
a job.
Yeah,
And I think I heard now because like I listen to a lot of podcasts. Is they have there's a name for it, like intimacy coaches.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of help you along with the scene and kind of you know what I mean, kind of like.
I understand. I got it. Yep. Yeah.
But I mean, it's got to be tough though. Still.
Yeah, that was. I got their names down. That was with John and Just Judy. That was what their names were.
Yeah, you know what that guy was from, right? He's Martin Freeman.
Yeah, he's from.
Who plays? He's in The Hobbit.
Oh, that's right. That's him. I forgot.
Yeah. And also in the Marvel series.
Right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that Heike Makash, I did put the name down. That was Mia. That was the one with Harry. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, we forgot one thing in this too. Had an excellent soundtrack for the movie.
Yes.
There were two versions too, a UK and an American version. It did very well, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's another thing you don't think about. It had good music in it. Had really good music.
A lot of good music. A lot of the Beatles for sure.
And there's one guy we can't forget. We went all around him. I thought it was just fill-in for me. Was Billy Mack. Bill Nighy is Billy Mack, the performer.
I was singing that song. Yeah. Feel it in my fingers. Feel it in my toes.
I thought it was a waste, but
I was getting kind of like Mick Jagger vibes from.
But I mean, I thought it was a waste. It was a fill-in for all the scenes, though. It had no bearing on nothing.
Yeah, they could have. They could have. I mean, they could have cut. They could have cut the whole storyline out.
But they just threw it in there, just some fillers, I think, and it worked out.
Yeah.
But
he
actually, hey, what did I tell you? Did I read that? I said to you, he actually is he the ones that won the? Yeah, he actually won the things. Yeah. Yeah, him and Emma Thompson won most of those awards. So I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see Emma Thompson, but I don't know
not him. But I guess they like him for some reason. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Harry Potter as well. One of the last movies.
Oh, that's right, he was.
Yeah. His manager, did he resemble someone you know? Not someone you know, was another actor?
Yeah, the guy
from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the king.
He looked just like him. Yeah.
King, yeah, definitely. I like him. He's a good actor. He played in Jack Frost too. That guy. He's a good actor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We watched that not too long ago.
Hey, did you see? Did you read this part? I thought was so funny. Billy Bob Thornton's quite unusual fear of antique furniture. I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, that's weird. I did see that.
Grant would sometimes flash a piece of antique, which is abundant in England, in front of Thornton just before the camera is rolled, and watch him freak out in amusement.
Yeah,
that's
I
weird.
didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that one. That's really interesting. Maybe he got bonked on the head when he was a kid. Who knows?
I didn't know that was a thing. It's funny because we were talking about Billy Mack and his manager. One of the funniest scenes at the end where he ends up spending Christmas with. He's like, "I got to spend Christmas with a manager." And what did he guy says? He's like, "You're 10 minutes out in John's and you come out gay as whatever."
Yeah.
I thought that was
a nice scene. That was a nice scene. It really was a nice scene. It was a nice scene for him. He wanted to spend. He really did. I think he wanted to spend time with him. I think he really appreciated it all the time, and I don't think he ever showed it. And it was a nice.
No, definitely didn't show it. Yeah.
And the end of the movie too, like you said, you mentioned before, that was really nice in the end. It shows them all, everybody hugging, coming home from the thing, and that was really nice.
So here's the thing: is like, it was a year later, I think. Right? Or no, maybe not. It was like a few months later.
Yeah, a few months later, I think. Yeah.
So you think you think they got divorced?
Yes.
Or you think they just kind of?
Yeah.
You think they just took some time?
No, that's what Linda said. Linda's usually right on. You mean
really?
Harry and Emma Thompson? Harry and Karen. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They got divorced.
But getting along for the kids' sake. Yeah, I agree. That's what I think happened. That's my opinion. Well, that was Linda's opinion, but I kind of agreed with her. So, yeah. Yeah, Linda sees through that stuff a little better than me.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do you she never seen this movie before, I would assume too?
I don't know. She was like me. I've seen scenes of it because I remember the scene with the three girls.
It's a long movie, yeah.
It is.
And she liked it?
It was very good. It was a good pick. You did good on that one. You did really good.
And like I said, it's very underrated. It's not necessarily on everyone's kind of like list, but I think again, this is maybe we're going too far into like the ratings and stuff. The cast, the cast is great.
This cast is another. There's a lot of probably Oscar winners in this one too.
I was just going to say, I'm sure a lot of them have won. Yeah.
Colin Firth, he was in the King's Speech, Kingsman Secret Service. You got Liam Neeson, Joe Taken, Schindler's List. You can go on and on. These people are in everything. Laura Lindley, Ozark, The Truman Show. Yeah,
I know. I forgot she was in Ozark. Yeah. I knew I saw him somewhere, but
yeah. And don't forget, Hugh Grant was in. I wasn't a big fan of Hugh Grant, but he was in Notting Hill, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. He's done all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, he's been.
That's 2 movies we picked that were a lot of star-studded people in it, and it was good. You know how movies are when you put stars in it. A lot of times it's horrible. I think both of those movies. Well, I don't want to get into that, but the other movie we watched before, I think it did it for both. Really, yeah.
And you never know too. I guess it's a lot of it's the casting, and a lot of it is the writing. The writing, has to be there, and that's why I'm glad that they had the writer's strike, and I'm glad because rightly they do deserve.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
A bump.
It's funny you say.
Because how many? Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny you say that about the writer's strike. Me and Linda were talking about the way all these movies are made, how they're pieced together and everything, and it's mind-boggling when you think about it, how they do it. They do them all separately. Then they got to put it all together: the sound, the music, the writing, the script, and everybody does something different. That's why you got 1,000 people on the screen when the movie's over. It's amazing. Then they all throw it together. They cut it all out here and there and throw it on the screen and hope for good. And it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, hope for the best.
It really is.
Well, and you realize too, a lot of these actors and actresses, like they were all in that, but like Hugh Grant probably didn't meet Alan Rickman till like the premiere.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
They don't have any sign. Well, maybe they have one scene at the end, so maybe that's a bad example.
Yeah, but still, I know what you're saying though. I agree totally.
But that's what I mean. It's like they do their scenes. That's it, and they go.
Now, I don't know if you ever. I'm not saying you're a Star Trek fan, but Wrath of Khan it's Ricardo Montalban and it's William Shatner. He never met him. Well, them screenshots you see where they're talking to each other were separately done. He didn't meet him till the end of the movie. That was when he first met him. So I mean, you know, you don't realize it. Two big actors in the movie and they don't even meet each other.
The magic of movies.
Yes, it's magical.
It is. I know. I'm trying to think of what else I got here.
Oh, I didn't realize this. Linda told me. I learned this. I read it, but the cast includes 3 Oscar winners: Colin Firth. That's not what I was going to say to you, but Emma Thompson, Billy Bob Thornton, and Oscar nominees Liam Neeson, Keira Knightley, Bill Nighy, Chiwetel Ejiofor. How do you like that one? I did good. And Laurel Linney. But I didn't know Liam Neeson had lost his wife. I didn't know that. He became he became a widower 6 years later after his wife Natasha Richardson died in a skiing accident. Linda was telling me about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened if she hit a tree. So that scene he did was before the movie, before real life. But that's got messed up when you think about it, you know. So.
No, I know.
Yeah, that was just one little fact I noticed in there. But
you know, they say like giving a eulogy is like the hardest speech you can ever make.
Yeah,
is giving a eulogy.
It's hard. It's not easy.
Let's see here. I don't think I you know, it was, this movie came out what?
2003. 20 years ago.
I thought I wrote a funny note that him the kid running through security. I don't think he would have got too far.
No, I don't think so.
Not because I think they mentioned 9/11 in the beginning of the movie.
That's right after 9/11. It's 2001. Yeah, that was very good security. You ain't gonna get through there now. That ain't gonna happen.
No,
not a million years. No,
not even for a kid. No.
But you know, like I tell my wife all the time, hey, it's a movie. Anything can happen in the movies.
Anything goes, right?
All right. I'll tell you what, you picked this one, so let's go to the ratings on this one.
Okay.
7.6.
I'll go first.
7.6 IMDb.
It's good. That's a pretty decent rating.
It is. Good. It is a good rating.
I'm going to go, a little higher than that. I'm not going to go too high. But again, I think, star-studded cast. I'm going to go 8.3. It's a great movie. Again, with all the different storylines, I think it all brings it in together.
I agree totally. Yeah.
It's got a lot of heart.
It does, no doubt about it.
I think so.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be because I never saw it, and I don't know why I never saw it, but I never did. So I was a little
good. I'm glad.
I was a little happy.
That's kind of why I picked it. I know with like some of the Halloween movies, we spread it out.
Yeah.
And it's nice to watch something, especially with this podcast. It's nice to watch something different.
I agree totally.
Something we haven't seen.
I agree totally. Yeah.
As much as we love our favorite, Rudy or Field of Dreams, whether it be a Christmas movie or what, it's nice to watch something different. And
it is
something we haven't seen.
Yeah, it is. As far as I'm concerned, 7.6. What you give it, an 8.3?
Yeah.
I'm going to go right there with you. I'm going to go an 8.3. I like it. It was good. I enjoyed it. Good movie.
You going to watch it again next year?
I'd watch it again. Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely watch it again.
And again, it's a long movie, but you gotta have it in there. You probably could have cut like one storyline out.
Yeah, or the Bill Nighy, even though
you probably could have cut. Yeah, you probably could have cut a few stories.
Even though he got all the awards, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. Good pick.
Good to hear. All right. That wraps it up. And I think we have 2 more Christmas episodes to come out. We're going to do 4 Christmases in all over. What are we doing? Christmas Vacation.
Yep, and It's a Wonderful Life.
And It's a Wonderful Life. And that's two good movies, 2 great big classics, and also 2 very different movies.
2 very different movies. Yes, they are. Yep, I agree.
So that'll be good. Nice, good switch up, and then we'll get back into some sports movies.
Beautiful.
Anything else you want to add?
That's it. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night. That's the ball game.